I'm gonna try mixing some mustard with blazing habanero California balsamic vinegar. My job here on YouTube is to help you kind of find your equilibrium again, find that balance. Good morning. It is a crazy day. I have so much going on, and I'm going to take you along with me. A little bit of what I eat in a day, and also some of the projects that I'm working on. So come on along, let's dig in. I'm going to start by heating up my oatmeal that I made yesterday. Batch prepped oatmeal, the best. You wake up and all you have to do is heat it up and add your condiments and you're good to go. So I'm going to be adding chopped apple and some grated carrot and some granola, some flax meal, a little bit of soy milk, maple syrup, and I'm going to go to town. I also have my pour-over coffee. I like using this pour-over coffee. I didn't always like it, but my husband has convinced me that it's the best way to go. In my last video, I mentioned to you how much I love these Cosmic Crisp apples. Have you tried them yet? Let me know in the comments. They're so good. Have I told you about this string chopper? It's made by a company called Xylus. There are a bunch of companies that make them. Run as fast as you can and get one of these because they are fantastic. They make chopping so easy. Let me show you how. The blade goes inside the chopper, and then I'm going to add my roughly chopped apple and my roughly chopped carrot, and then start pulling. Right, see how it came out. Perfect. Okay, I'm gonna go heat up my oats. All right, I heated up the oatmeal. Into the bowl it goes. Look at how lovely that is. It's perfect. I might add a teeny bit more water just to kind of liquefy it a little bit, which I like. In go the apple and carrots and a little bit of warmed soy milk. I'm going to add some granola, not too much, a little bit of maple syrup, which, by the way, do you know that once you open your maple syrup, you should keep it in the refrigerator? It goes moldy. Trust me, I know from experience. And voila, how easy was that? And that's because I batch prepped the oatmeal yesterday. I'm going to add a little bit of milk. I'm going to heat it up. Then I'm going to use this wand to froth it. Add it to my coffee. Ooh, I love it. I'm a barista. Add a little bit of cinnamon. While I'm at it, I'm gonna add some cinnamon to the oats. So I love me cinnamon, you know that. And that's it. I've got my bowl of oatmeal already cooked. I've got my decaf coffee with my foamed barista style milk. And I'm gonna sit down and enjoy my breakfast. I have a list of things that I want to do today. Am I going to get to all of them? Maybe, I'm not sure. As you know, I am a prep queen. I really think that that is one of the major keys for following a whole food, plant-based, oil-free lifestyle. These are sweet potatoes. I am going to bake them to make sweet potato brownies, but I'm also going to take some of them and dice them and make sweet potato croutons out of them. I'm going to make pickled shallots. I'm going to make a mixture made with quinoa and jasmine rice. I'm going to shred a whole bunch of carrots. I bought a bunch of scallions. I'm going to chop up my zucchini. I'm going to make beets in the Instant Pot. I don't love beets warm, but I do love them cold. As soon as they come to room temperature, I stick them in the refrigerator, and then I have them to add to salads. So that's it. It's a lot. And like I said, I don't know how much of it I'll get through, but I'll try my best. I'm ready for lunch. Let me show you what I'm doing. I have edamame frozen in the microwave. I have 1 cup of water that I'm putting in the Instant Pot. And then I have 4 ears of corn, which I'm gonna cook in the Instant Pot. Only 3 ears of corn made it into the Instant Pot. The 4th one was a little funky, so I'm not cooking it. Remember, I said I have 1 cup of water in the Instant Pot. I'm gonna press pressure cook. And it's right now on 22, but I'm gonna go down to 2. While the corn is cooking, I'm gonna assemble the rest of my lunch, and I'm gonna take you along and show you how I do it. First thing, is the leftover short grain basmati rice. It's very stuck together and dry, but as soon as I microwave it, it'll get nice and fluffy again. These are some leftover Yukon Gold potatoes that I made last night. I have leftover vegetables. I'm gonna throw in some spears of zucchini. Okay, after this is heated, I will add the edamame. So into the microwave it goes. Okay, the zucchini is not quite as done as I would like, but that's fine. In goes some of the edamame, sprinkle with scallions, add some of these candied jalapeno. This is a Thousand Island that I've had on constant repeat because I love it so much. I was hoping to have the corn with this meal, but it might have to be either my dessert or I'll have it later. I decided that I needed this to be smoother, so I'm going to use an immersion blender to just blend it up a little bit more. Maybe I'll add some Cholula, little hot sauce. But the cool thing is the potatoes were done, the rice was already done, the vegetables were done except for the zucchini. So really all I had to do was cook up the edamame, but it was a whole bag, so I'll have it left over for future meals over the next few days. And yeah, the zucchini could have been a little bit more done, but I'm okay with it. And guess what? The corn is done, so I will end up having it, but I don't have any room in my bowl. And by the way, I wanted to tell you about this. This was a chai decaf tea. I add a little bit of stevia, liquid stevia, and it's delicious. Time to get the yogurt into the Instant Pot. Let me show you what that looks like. So that was a quart of soy milk that I poured into 3 pint-sized jars. Now I'm using the Silk dairy-free peach mango yogurt as the starter, and I only need about a tablespoon in each. And then all you do is place the 3 jars inside an Instant Pot. You can use the lid that came with the Instant Pot. I like to use a glass cover. I press yogurt, and then it reads 8, but I want it to read 18, and that's it. I got these already cut scallions at the Asian market that I go to, and I'm just gonna clean them, peel off the little bit of dry outer skin. They will be chopped and ready to use. Let's get these sweet potatoes into the oven. I'm gonna weigh them because I think I need about somewhere in the 200 grams. Well, that's 364, so that will definitely give me enough by the time they're cooked. You know, they'll shrink a little and I take the skin off, but that should do it. So we have those 2. Okay, these 2 little ones, now maybe these 3, are gonna be croutons. I think I can safely cross sweet potatoes off the list. Potato croutons. I wasn't sure about dinner, but at the last minute, I decided to look in the freezer downstairs, and voila, I found a chunk of veggie loaf that I made maybe a year ago. And I'm sure it's gonna be great. Plus, I'm gonna make a whole bunch of vegetables. I have eggplant and mushrooms and green beans and broccoli. But for now, I gotta go out, gotta run to CVS and get a few things, and then I'll be back to get dinner going. Okay, next, I'm gonna do the green beans. So I have some left over. I'm gonna add some broccoli. Little trick, if you put a towel under a cutting board, it helps it to keep from slipping. Okay, and I love mushrooms. So we have a tray that has sweet onion, broccoli, green bean, and mushrooms. I'm gonna peel the outer layer of these and then cut them in half. I'm gonna try mixing some mustard with blazing habanero California balsamic vinegar. My instinct tells me it needs some maple syrup. I'm gonna give it a little bit of vegetable broth, a little bit of maple syrup. I'm just gonna sort of spread it, brush it on the Brussels sprouts. I have fallen in love with these eggplant. They're Chinese eggplant, and they're really different from the traditional eggplant that or at least that I grew up eating. Let's brush these as well. I'm gonna use this. I mean, I have enough of it. Why not use it? In they go. Both trays. So dinner is gonna look a little different for me and my husband. I'm gonna have this veggie loaf that I've been defrosting for the last few hours. I will also have the vegetables, and I will defrost and then air fry these sweet potatoes. And then I have all those vegetables. My husband will have ravioli and the vegetables. Oh, wow. I cannot eat that whole thing in one sitting. I'm sure I'll have some for lunch tomorrow, but doesn't that look yummy? It's still a little bit frozen, so I will defrost this. I thought I might take a moment and talk about a little bit of mindset. There was a time in my life, let's say before 7 years ago, when this way of eating would have been foreign to me. Back then I was eating your typical standard American diet. And for those of you who do eat a typical standard American diet, I am not criticizing you. I am not casting aspersions on you. Everybody has to make their own choices. But for me, the initial impetus was to lose the weight, and that worked. Now it's become a way of life. And because I feel so good and I feel so empowered by eating this way, I find joy and excitement when it comes to preparing my food, picking out my food, thinking about my food, dreaming about my food. I love it because I know how good it makes me feel. And that's what I want for you. So if you're watching this channel and you're either on the cusp of trying to start a whole food plant-based way of life, or you've been doing it and you fell off the wagon, or you've been doing it and you just feel a little stale, you're in the right place. Because my job here on YouTube is to help you kind of find your equilibrium again, find that balance so that you can start to feel better. When I started my whole food plant-based journey, it was so helpful to watch videos, to read cookbooks. That's right, I love to read cookbooks, to have ebooks in my own hard drive personal library where I could refer to recipes, content that would help me make decisions. And so with that in mind, I want to make sure that you know about my 2 ebooks. The first one is called Rise and Shine. It's morning oatmeal recipes, 20 of them that you will love, a whole variety from overnight oats to baked oats to make them in the morning oats, whatever it is, you will find what you need in this ebook. And it's kind of one of my favorites. I'm really excited and proud of it. The other one is my beginner's whole food plant-based pantry guide. Now, don't be misled, it's not just for beginners, because anybody who has a pantry that needs to be upgraded will benefit by having this in their library of things to refer to. So make sure you check both of them out. The links will be in the show notes below this video. It starts with one bold, brave action. Deciding you are done with diets and you're ready to really thrive in this new season of your life. Here's the thing. You don't have to do it alone. Having the right support team makes all the difference. When you never give up on yourself, everything begins to change for the better. Click on the link in the show notes below this video and learn how we can work together and get you started on your journey. Now make sure that you like and subscribe. As a matter of fact, smash that subscribe button so that you don't miss any of my plant-based goodness. I am Ellen of Ellen's Healthy Kitchen, and it is my privilege to help you plant your plate one healthy meal at a time. I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.